But yeah, man. So Dope Barbershop, you and I actually, it's
well,
so fun.
First, let me say something. I want to thank you first of all.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So super grateful for everything that you're doing for the barber and cosmetology industry here in the Central Valley. There's nobody that's a bigger champion for us than you. And with doing the barber battles and now doing this expo, it's just blowing our industry up, and we couldn't do it without you. So I mean, this is really cool.
Much love, man. Much love. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. But I want to get into the background, how kind of you and I met, how we kind of got together. Obviously, Dope Barbershop, you had started this last year, and you and I got together after watching a couple of our barber battles. I think we had done like 3 at that time.
Yeah.
And when you started Dope Barbershop, we went together on kind of like a little media campaign where you became a sponsor of the barber battles and you were promoting the shop. Since then, not only has your shop, I see the Dope name everywhere, number one. Yeah. Number 2, I always see the Dope t-shirts or the hats. Yeah. But now, not only do you have your first original Dope Barbershop, you've opened up a second Dope Barbershop. Tell me a little bit about the journey that it's been for you since opening up your own shop.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy, pretty fast actually, and way faster than we thought. We planned. My goal was always 2 years after I opened my first one to just get our feet under us, hopefully create a name, create a brand, and then stuff would follow. But I mean, you said something about the the media stuff we did. I actually got approached by a guy that owned this shopping center, and he said, I saw you on TV, and he said, I saw pictures of your shop. He goes, it looked awesome. I love your vibe. I love everything that you guys are doing. He goes, I want you, in our shopping center. And I told him, well, that's great, but we're not ready.
Yeah, just open up my shop.
And he was like, well, what's it going to take? And I was like, well, money. We don't. We're still just starting out. And he's like, well, come down and talk to me, and we'll see what we can do. And he just put something on the table that I just couldn't pass up. So I wasn't ready at all. But as soon as we got the ball rolling, and that was probably about 4 months after we opened the new shop. So I was really, I was nervous, excited at the same time. But we got the ball rolling. We did some negotiating, did some stuff back and forth. Our original date that we wanted to open up was about August. From that, he approached me probably in April. Wanted to be open by August. That got pushed back to September. That got pushed back to October. We finally opened up November. So it's been in the works for a while, but we've been open for November, December, now into January, and that store is actually killing it too.
Now, I don't want to speed you up, but are we talking about number 3 sometime in the future?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, my goal has always been to try to get as many as we can here in the Central Valley, and as far as our brand going and our name and stuff, and we're just trying to push it, and we want to be the best barbershop in the valley.
I mean, obviously, you want to have the best barbers in your shop. You want to have the individuals that are providing the best cuts. But at the same time, there's a whole branding aspect to it as well, right? Because anybody can go to a barbershop, anywhere. But it's the brand, it's almost like the image that people want to feel, hey, I'm a part of something when I go to Dope Barbershop.
Absolutely. That's why, I never wanted it to be Vince Cortez Barbershop. I never wanted to just have, a mom and pop store. I wanted a word or something that's iconic that you can look at and be like, okay, and market that. And that's what we came up with Dope was, just because every time somebody got out of our chairs and somebody said, man, that's a dope cut, that's a dope cut, and we just ran with it, and it's working.
You mentioned something about Vince Cortez. You said, I didn't want to call it Vince Cortez Barbershop. Tell me a little bit about Vince Cortez, the man. What got you into being inspired to become a barber and eventually become your own businessman? Where did that all start for you?
I went to Fresno State, graduated Fresno State, got a degree in business, and I tried to go that route. I always cut hair, I always cut my own hair, cut my friend's hair, stuff like that. Didn't know if that was a viable career choice for me to see, can I make it, doing hair. So when the recession hit and everybody got fired and everybody couldn't find jobs, and if you had a degree, it was kind of it wasn't a good thing. They didn't want to hire anybody that had degrees because they had to pay you. I was like, everybody's always going to need a haircut. You know, that's never going to be, that's recession proof. It's never going to go away. So I decided, you know what, I think I'm good at it. I think I could do it. And I was lucky enough to land in one of the most busiest shops, you know, in Fresno. And I hate giving them a plug, but I love the guy, the Fade Shop. So I landed in Columbus.
Competition.
Yeah. I landed in the Fade Shop, and I just started building my clientele from there. I got a name for myself, kind of built a brand for Cortez the Barber. And then when I was ready, you know, I had enough clientele to just move on. You know, I started, you know, hand-picking barbers, like you said. I mean, you have to have good talent in order to be successful. You know, if somebody comes in and, you know, they get a bad haircut, they're not going to say, hey, Vince gave me a bad haircut. They're going to say, I went to Dope and got a bad haircut.
Yes.
So you have to bring in good talent. I was fortunate enough to hand-pick all the people that I wanted, got them in, and then it just took off from there.
When you're looking for that specific talent, because I mean, you know, you gotta obviously put in a resume process or an interview process with a barber. What are you looking for that barber specifically that you want inside the Dope Barbershop brand?
First and foremost is professionalism. You know, you can teach somebody to cut good hair. If they come in and they're halfway decent, you know, IG, we always go on Instagram. Look, if you're very, you know, confident in what you can do, and you're going to show it to everybody, you know. So we go to IG, we look at their cuts. You know, if they're decent, I just want to know if they're good people, you know, because that's what I want people leaving our shop with, saying, you know what, I got a haircut by so-and-so, and they were just a good person, you know, and they were really professional, you know. They didn't smell like marijuana smoke when they were cutting my hair. They weren't drunk. They weren't saying F this and F that, you know, dropping language like that, you know, because a majority of our clientele, I mean, we have moms bringing their kids in. We have, you know, police officers. We have pastors. We have people that are going to keep coming back every week to get a haircut. And if, you know, they come in and the first thing they do is they get hit with a big wave of marijuana smoke, they're not going to come back. You know, so I want these people to understand that, you know, this is a business. You know, you can make a career out of this, definitely, but you're only going to go so far as, you know, how you present yourself. And so I look at, you know, if they're a good person, you know, if they have bills. I love somebody that has bills, you know, or kids, you know, because, you know, they're going to be hungry to work. You know, they want to work, and because they got to make money. You know, I don't like hiring a guy that's, you know, 19, 20 years old that all he cares about is making $100 that day so he can go buy some shoes or something like that, you know. I want a guy that wants to stay there and make $400, $500 a day, you know. So we kind of look for that.
What do you say about some businesses out there that maybe say, oh, I don't need any more new clients, I'm good? Do you agree with that comment, or do you feel like barbershops in general should always be inviting new clients?
Always be inviting new clients. No, I don't. That doesn't even make any sense to me at all. That you would say I'm good. I don't need anybody more.
I'm too booked.
Yeah, and you know, I most of the majority of our barbers we're like that. You know, you become appointment only, and it's good, but it's also bad. You know, because you cannot take on. But I mean, there's always clients that are going to fall off. You know, when you go to another shop, just like, you know, I'm going between both shops right now. I've had a lot of clientele fall off because they don't want to travel. But you're bringing in new clients by being there, so it's always gonna adjust itself. I don't think you should ever say, hey, you know, I'm too booked and I can't bring anybody else in. That's just dumb.
You mentioned IG, social media, obviously a big thing right now for the industry. Are you constantly looking at other barbers on Instagram and kind of the cuts that they're showcasing in photos or video?
Absolutely. I follow everybody that I can. Not just for, you know, to look at, you know, what they're doing, but for inspiration, motivation, to see what they're doing, what are the new trends. I'm always trying to outdo the other guy, but, you know, it's if you're going to be in this industry and you're going to make a career out of it, you got to go in all in. You know, you can't just be, you know, half, you know, doing stuff. You got
no, I get it.
You got to go in and you got to just dive head first in and be like, you know what, this is my life, this is my career, I'm going to be so involved in everything that I can, and that's the only way you're going to be successful at it.
Do you think there's a difference right now that's happening within the industry because of social media, in which some barbers are taking a little bit more of a celebrity status as well? Because of the big push that's happening out there, because you can see that there's some barbers out there that are increasing their followers that are not just their clients. I mean, these are just people that are going, man, I'm fascinated with this barber because not only does he do cool cuts, but look at his lifestyle, look at his, you know, all this stuff. What's happening right now?
And I think that's great. I mean, that's only helping out all of us, you know. And if you want to be a celebrity barber, that's fine. And more power to you. And but in the real world, like I said, we have bills, and we want to get people walking through our doors. And if they come in and they say, oh, Cortez the barber or something, that's that's great and all, but I want to be booked solid all day long. And that's only helping us out because celebrity barbers are just blowing up this industry even more, and it's cool to meet them and to to take pictures and do all that stuff, and but it's better to pick their brain and say, how did you get here? How did you get to where you're at in your status? Because that's the ultimate goal, is to be so booked up that that you don't have to go looking for clientele anymore, that you don't have to advertise yourself anymore, but you always want to keep bringing people in.
You started off our interview with a compliment towards me and obviously our company. I want to appreciate you for that. But one of the things that I mentioned in the past couple of weeks is that my journey into this industry is that I fell in love with the passion from guys like you. I fell in love with the talents that weren't being promoted enough. Yeah. We come from an industry of entertainment, talent competitions, MMA, those things. But when I saw the cosmetology industry, when I saw the barbering industry in general with our barber battles, I was like, man, these guys really want to come out here and showcase their talent. They're not doing it for the money. I mean, they're actually losing money by coming out to these competitions because they could be taking clients. So for me, it was like when I saw these barbers on stage and they're competing in the barber battle, I'm like, man, the passion that these guys have to be the best is great. Are you seeing that a lot more here locally, just in the barbering industry, with a lot of these guys that are barbers wanting to be the best?
Absolutely. I mean, you see it every time we have a barber battle. I mean, this thing is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I mean, you're getting guys coming, from other cities now coming in trying to compete, and it's great because they want to be the best, and they should, and if you have that talent and you have that drive to compete, and if, even if that's what's all you're all about, if you're not in a shop cutting hair but you just like to go to the shows and you want to compete, I mean, it's just making our whole industry better for it.
We did the barber battles and we saw the success of the barber battles in general, but we noticed that there were a lot of cosmetology related individuals as well. Hairstylists, makeup artists, lash people, nails, all that good stuff, right? So when you have all those people that are saying, hey, well, what about us? Well, we decided to say, why not bring these two worlds together, which is all still under the same cosmetology umbrella, but it's kind of segmented as well, right? Like, yeah. Barbering has kind of built their own industry as well.
Yeah, I think it falls all under the same. We're all artists. We all consider ourselves artists. Somebody comes into our shop, whether even if you're getting a haircut or you're getting your lashes done or microblading or something like that, we're doing something to make somebody else feel better, to look better. And we're proud of that. And like I said, I think it's huge what you're doing, bringing in this expo. We don't have anything here in the Central Valley like this. You go to LA, like to Long Beach, like this last week, for the ice show, all that stuff. Bay Area, I think they do one, but we're a central hub here in California. And if you can bring all of these people to Fresno and to showcase the talent that's here, I mean, it's huge.
Well, that is the goal, and that's February 24th and 25th out at the Big Fresno Fair. Tell me, and just to kind of segue onto that, how important is it for this Cosmetology and Barber Expo to be taking place at the Fresno Fair for the industry itself, as far as networking and getting to know other people within the area? Because I'm sure there's a lot of barbers that you don't know in the area, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's huge. Like I said, you're going to bring in everybody from all aspects, like you said, makeup, hair. They deserve this too. They deserve they don't have a battle where they can go and say, okay, I can do the best color, I can do the best creative design on a hair. And this is going to be able to showcase those people. And they're not, we have our own little community, and we all know who the best barbers are around, or the guys that get down and you're like, man, this guy's awesome. Now they're going to have that outlet. Now they're going to be able to network and do all that stuff, and it's just going to help us out even more. So it's huge.
And if people have not got to know Dope Barbershop and gone to your actual locations, they can actually see you at the expo, right?
Yeah, we'll be at the expo, and we're very grateful for being a part of this. Because we want to be a champion for all of the barber industry as well. And so, anytime something like this is going to happen, you're going to see Dope Barbershop there. So. We'll be there. We'll have a booth set up, and just to meet people. sell a little bit of stuff. You know, we do have a little bit of merchandise and stuff, shirts and hats and all that stuff. But our main goal is just to get our face out there, so you know that when people think, you know, barbershop in Fresno, in the surrounding areas, they think of Dope, you know, and so that's why we're going to be there.
Vince downplayed the merchandise thing. He's got some cool hats, guys. Cool hats and cool T-shirts. But anyways, man, really quick, go ahead and tell our listeners and viewers how they can get in touch with Dope Barbershop.
We're on IG at Dope Barbershop Fresno. We have a website, www.dopebarbershopfresno.com. We're on Facebook as well, Dope Barbershop. And then you could call us. We have two locations. 432 Dope for our First and Knees location, and then 277 Dope at our Fig Garden Loop location.
You're keeping busy, man.
Yeah.
Like, what do you got? You got to go from shop to shop, and
yeah. I'm doing. You know, just till we get, you know, our legs under us for the second shop. But we're already going to be fully staffed there. I'd say by 2 weeks, so I'll be going back to the original shop, and I'll be there all the time.
All right, man. Well, hey, I'm excited for Dope Barbershop. I see a bright future, more locations, and we hope to be a part of that journey.
I'm excited for this expo, man. It's going to be really cool. So again, I appreciate everything that you do.
Appreciate you, brother. All right, Eggs, Bacon, and Joey, folks. That's Vince from Dope Barbershop. As you can see, the information is on the screen at Dope Barbershop Fresno, and 559-432-DOPE. We'll be right back with more. Stay with us.